March the 15th, 1938. A large group of Punjabis arrived here on pilgrimage. They came to Ramana Ashramam at about 8:45 a.m. and sat quietly for a long time. At about 9:20, one of them said, "Your reputation has spread in the Punjab. We have traveled a long distance to have your darshan. Kindly tell us something by way of instruction." There was no oral reply. Sri Bhagavan smiled and gazed on. After some time, the visitor asked, "Which is the best, yoga, bhakti, or the jnana path?" Still, Sri Bhagavan smiled and gazed as before. He left the hall for a few minutes, and the visitors began to disperse. A sprinkling of them continued to sit in the hall. A long-standing disciple told the visitor that Sri Bhagavan had answered him by his silence, which was even more eloquent than words. After Sri Bhagavan returned, the visitor began to speak a little. In the course of his speech, he said, "It is all right for those who believe in God. Others ask, is there a God? Are you there?" "Quite so. That is the question. I see before my eyes a battalion of soldiers passing. Therefore I am. The world must have been created by God. How shall I see the Creator?" See yourself, who sees these, and the problem is solved. Is it to sit silently or read sacred books or concentrate the mind? Bhakti helps concentration, it seems. People fall at the feet of the bhakta. If it does not happen, he feels disappointed and his bhakti fades. The longing for happiness never fades. That is bhakti. Well, how shall I get it more quickly? Suppose I concentrate 2 hours today. If I try to lengthen the period the next day, I fall asleep because I get tired of the job. You do not get tired in sleep. The same person is now present here. Why should you be tired now? Because your mind is restless and wanders, and it gets tired, but not you. I am a businessman. How shall I get on with business and have peace of mind also? This is also a thought. Give up this thought and remain as your true self. Well, it is said, do your duty without any expectation of results. How shall I acquire that frame of mind? You need not aspire for or get any new state. Get rid of your present thoughts. That is all. How shall I get the bhakti necessary for it? It is bhakti to get rid of thoughts, which are only alien to you, the self. What is thought force or mesmerism? You see, there was a doctor in Paris, and he was illiterate, yet was able to cure many incurable diseases by will force. He used to say, "Generate power to cure yourself. The power is within you." It is through the same willpower that the seed of all diseases, the body, has arisen. So it is said, thoughts manifest as objects. This thought must be for mukti. God must enable us to get rid of the other thoughts. This again is a thought. Let that which has incarnated raise the question. You are not that because you are free from thoughts. Another visitor from Rawalpindi asked, Atman is formless. How shall I concentrate on it? Leave Atman alone, which you say is formless or intangible. Mind is tangible to you. Hold the mind, and that will do. But mind itself is very subtle, and is also the same as Atman. How shall we know the nature of the mind? You have said that all supports are useless. What should be our stand then? Where does your mind stand? Where does it stand? Ask the mind itself. I ask you now, should we concentrate on mind then? But what is the nature of the mind? They say it is formless and the problem is perplexing. Why are you perplexed? The sastras want us to concentrate and I cannot do it. Through what sastras have we known our existence? Well, it is a matter of experience, but I want to concentrate. Be free from thoughts. Do not hold on to anything. They do not hold on to you. Just be yourself. I do not yet understand as to where I take my stand and concentrate. Can I meditate on my mind? Whose mind? My own mind. Who are you? The question now resolves itself. Everyone left for lunch, and the visitor returned at 2:30 and pursued the same line of questioning. It seems Maharshi advises the seeker to get rid of thoughts. On what should I concentrate the mind after all the thoughts are expelled? I do not see where I stand then, and on what I should concentrate. For whom is the concentration? For the mind. Then concentrate the mind. On what? Answer the question yourself. What is the mind? Why should you concentrate? I do not know what the mind is, and so I ask Maharshi. Maharshi does not seek to know the mind. The questioner must question the mind itself as to what it is. Maharshi advises that the mind should be divested of thoughts. This is itself a thought. When all thoughts disappear, what then remains? Is the mind different from thoughts? No, the mind is made up of thoughts. But my point is, when all thoughts are got rid of, how shall I concentrate the mind? Is not this also a thought? Yes, but I am advised to concentrate. Why should you concentrate? Why should you not allow your thoughts free play? Well, the sastras say that the thoughts, playing free, lead us astray to the unreal and changeful things. So then, you want not to be led to unreal and changeful things. Your thoughts are unreal and changeful. You want to hold reality. That is exactly what I say. The thoughts are unreal. Get rid of them. Oh, I understand now. Yet there is a doubt. Not a trice can you remain inactive, it says in the scriptures. How shall I be able to rid myself of thoughts? The same Gita says, although all actions take place, I am not the doer. It is like the sun towards the world activities. The self always remains actionless, whereas thoughts arise and subside. The self is perfection. It is immutable. The mind is limited and changeful. You need only cast off your limitations, and your perfection thus stands revealed. But grace is necessary for that. Grace is ever present. The only thing necessary is that you surrender to it. I surrender and pray that even if I go wrong, I may be forcibly drawn to it. Is this surrender? Surrender to be complete must be unquestioning. Yes, I surrender. You say I must dive into the ocean of the self like a pearl diver into the sea. Because you are now thinking that you are out of the ocean of consciousness. Well, I practice pranayama. It generates heat in the body. What should I do? The heat will pass away when the mind gains calmness. So that is true, but most difficult. This is again a thought, which is an obstacle.